Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, Unlocking 50% More Productivity with AI. I'm Hannah Stork, Client Executive with Authority Partners, and I'll be your host today. We're thrilled to have you join us as we explore how AI can help transform your business, operations, and enhance your productivity and quality. Today's session is going to cover a lot of information on why AI is critical for staying competitive. We'll talk about some actionable strategies for AI integration. We'll also address security concerns and ROI considerations. We'll also end today with a live demo of our AP Assistant tool. We're going to have time for Q&A at the end, so please feel free to jot down your questions as we go along. For those of you who might not be familiar with Authority Partners or your first time hearing about us, Authority Partners is a global technology, strategy consulting, and custom software development firm. For over 25 years, Authority Partners has delivered solutions that help digitally transform our clients' businesses. And as a result, they're able to increase their engagements, grow their revenue, improve productivity, and create quantifiable business value. I'm joined today by Vadam Pankin, our Director of Engineering, who brings extensive knowledge in AI, software design, and product delivery. Vadam will be sharing his insights and guiding us through today's session. Welcome, Vadam.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
So let's get started. To start, let's talk about why AI is more than just a buzzword. Vadam, can you help us understand the current landscape and why the gap between AI adopters and non-adopters is widening?
Absolutely. AI had moved beyond to being just a buzzword. Like many other things, we actually saw like dot-com bubble started someday. We had blockchain, we have digital. And it became actually a technology that is reshaping industries at the moment. Why? Because it's adopted really quickly and is currently used by all age groups, from schools to Hollywood studios. They all use this technology. And early adopters are using AI to streamline operations, reduce cost, and improve productivity. And it's already happening. Meanwhile, non-adopters, they risk falling behind as AI becomes a crucial tool for remaining competitive. And this gap is widening because companies that invest in AI are accelerating their capabilities, while those who don't are missing on efficiencies, market insights, and enhanced customer experience.
Yeah, I've heard it described as not adopting AI as like navigating a ship with only the stars while everyone else is using GPS. You may still reach your destination, but it might take longer. You may miss opportunities along the way while your competitors are also charting more precise routes and leaving you behind in the sea. So given this context and kind of the groundwork, framework around why AI is important, why should our attendees care about AI? How is it going to directly impact their productivity and competitiveness in today's market?
Good question. So I will start here actually by asking two questions. So one of them is, what can we get from the AI tools at the moment, right now? Right now, AI tools can significantly boost the productivity of anyone creating any kind of content, whether it's research reports, contracts, specification, complex data analysis, movies, images, whatsoever. So for example, I would say that comparing an employee trained to use AI and equipped with AI tools to employees that is not, it's like putting them into competition where one equipped with AI is Olympic athletes and the second one is just regular person. So the difference in performance expected to be huge. And the second question is what AI is going to be in the future and in the near future. I'm talking about horizon, maybe 5 years. We can already see that AI is changing the way businesses processes are run. So companies that adopt AI, they already benefit from AI. And time ago, we've moved from manual labor to automation, from automation to digital processes. And currently, AI is already here. It's not on the horizon, it's here. And it will be changing all industry going forward. The technology itself is pretty transformative. It will drastically shorten implementation timelines and making everything faster and more efficient.
Great, thanks, Vadim. Now that we've really set the stage for why AI is important, what it means to folks in their business landscape, let's dive into maybe some actionable strategies. Vadim, can you share some maybe proven strategies that can boost productivity by up to 50%? That's a really big number. How are people doing that?
Thanks. So we have a couple of strategies that we are applying in the company at the moment to benefit from AI tools, and I'll focus on those. So the first one is to enhance workplaces with AI tools. I mean your workplace or employees' workplace that work in your company. So here, start by incorporating widely used AI-powered tools into your everyday workflows, similar to how organizations use Microsoft Office, for example. This is a set of tools again. This can lead to immediate productivity boost of 5 to 10% just out of the box without additional efforts. But if additional efforts will be applied, if it's going to be implemented, the AI tools rollout will be implemented with a thought and structurally, you can get much more productivity boost, and the boost can take you to 20% to 500% boost in specific operations. I'm not talking about, let's say, the whole execution pipeline of your business model, value chain, etc. Though specific operation can be performed much more faster and with higher quality. Imagine the impact this would have on implementation of your business model value chain overall. In software development alone, it's closer to our company. The expected productivity increase with the current tools that are already available on the market is around 20 to 30%. It's already significant. And by productivity, I mean 2 dimensions. So one of them is quality of any deliverables delivered, and second one is actually the effort spent per every operation, execution, or deliverable implementation. In reality, I'm genuinely surprised that not many companies already apply the AI tools in their work.
Yeah, I know from my personal experience, I'm not a hands-on keyboards developer, but I was a little bit of a slow adopter to things like ChatGPT, and now I have to say I use it probably every day to help with email editing, presentation outlines, things that are going to help give me a nice starting point and jumping off point to increase my speed and get things done faster. So Vadim, can you talk a little bit about the build versus buy approach when considering AI tooling?
Sure. That is second popular strategy, is actually to build a product or buy a product for specific business need that you want to address. So some of the most popular AI applications right now on the market and already used by the businesses are chatbots and customer support systems, because those are long-hanging fruits that you can collect almost immediately by rolling out those systems. To share our internal example, we developed a knowledge management application that enables for our consultants the first knowledge management, let's say on steroids, with a chatbot interface, so on, and in the same box, the ability of most advanced AI models from our corporate tools that are easy accessible and they're available for all our consultants. Plus, by managing implementation internally or buying specific AI tools, you are managing the requirements and ensuring that they are matching your business needs, like specifically 100%. Plus, you are managing the security as well. That is a really important aspect.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're excited to share that tool here in a little bit with AP Assistant. And Authority Partners has really done a great job of evaluating a number of AI tools, and we keep our finger on the pulse of how companies can leverage these tools to enhance their productivity. Certainly excited to help a lot of our clients navigate their path forward and choosing build versus buy solutions for their AI. Vadim, do you want to talk a little bit more about the investment of AI?
Yeah, thanks. That's actually the third strategy. So where the companies are investing into building own AI models rather than buying existing solutions on the market. So here we are talking about the ability to fully unlock the AI potential. When you take your business case, you're taking AI model and you're training your AI model with your data to address specific needs that your company has. And it's great right now because the opportunity there, as previously the training of AI models was really expensive. Right now, there are existing open source engines that you can take. There are even data collections that you can use in training of your AI models. And there are talents. And I'm sure that many people in companies are looking forward, or if they are not available, you can approach providers that can provide those services. Though this is this is the most, of course, expert-driven strategy, but it will provide the most output, as you will generate not only the solution for your business need, but as well you will generate the intellectual property that will boost the value of your companies.
Yeah, it's really exciting opportunities and great to see how companies are leveraging this. Can you give us maybe some real world examples of where companies have successfully implemented AI to achieve these results?
Of course. So for us to be updated on AI progress with actual applications, not theory or general analysis, we were interviewing multiple IT leaders and leaders from other companies who are employing AI in their kind of daily work or execution of their business models, and results were remarkable. So to give you an example, one of the payments providers reduced their customer support cost more than 50% with the introduction of AI tool, basically that gathered the state of the system online. And in case of any issues, it prepared the responses for clients because they were historically expecting the growth of requests at those times. And it removed the spikes of capacity needed to address their client requests. So, of course, it impacted on optimization of costs to customer support. And another case that I think is cool to highlight is transformative one. So this is from the enterprise legal company. They trained own model for generation of documents, contracts, filling out forms, etc., to help their legal lawyers and legal consultants. And actually, the feedback that their chief operation officer provided was, okay, the growth of efficiency was above 100%. But not only that, he told okay, the company grew during a year remarkably on the market. And he told without this tool, this growth would be impossible because the company has a lot of operations that could be automated, and AI tool just did it without significant investment in IT that would be required otherwise.
Yeah, it's really transformative and exciting to hear the results of people's investment in this. I can think of one really cool client example that we have here at Authority Partners is one of our clients was experiencing kind of slow support times with a key application, which led to, of course, customer dissatisfaction and actually created some barriers in capturing new revenue. So Authority Partners, we're the preferred partner with this client, came in, created a Gen AI agentic application that allowed customer questions, as well as tapped in and connected with ServiceNow to create and monitor unresolved tickets. The results really shortened the wait times and enabled that revenue growth as a blocker that they had experienced previously. All right, well, let's move forward now into some practical steps for integrating AI. For those considering adoption, what are some of those steps that they need to take as they prepare to move forward? And can you walk us just through that process?
Of course, but I will start here before going to specifics. It's important to say that adoption of AI is not free. So rollout of AI tools actually for productivity or for other purposes is similar to ERP rollout in your companies. When you have to teach your employees first, because they have to know how to use the system efficiently, change processes around its nature of operation will change. This technology, with it, it's not just automation, it goes much, much beyond that. and make necessary integrations, because this is the true power is actually to have integrations with your current data sources. Plus go through the whole adoption cycle. There will be resistance, probably technical challenges and so on. So cohesion between teams, departments would be required. But of course, maybe it's not easy, but it's really rewarding. And go into the process. So the first step is to define the clear goals for AI adoption. To give an example in productivity area, to improve productivity of current employees, teams working on your personal productivity. First is to select the areas with huge effort spent, the routines that are repetitive, especially generation of text materials and natural language processing. So where there is a communication, it's natural language processing. So we can deploy AI there. So legal, business analysis, software development, customer support, sales, and other departments that have such generation of text materials are the first to address. Second is to assess the production cycles in those departments. Afterwards, select the team to involve and create a pilot project. After pilot project is rolled out and successful, then we can go to the next stage and actually roll out those AI tools adoption in the company. We have our case because we already adopted the AI productivity boosting tools within the company. So in our case, we did it in software development department, where we wanted to improve again the productivity, quality, and effort spent per deliverable. And we placed simple goals. So we wanted to increase the productivity by 20% with time spent less to what it was spent before, or of course, keeping it same if it's not possible for any reason. We went through all these steps and actually enjoying right now the outputs, and those are remarkable.
Yeah, I think it's that old adage, sometimes you need to go slow to go fast, right? Be able to define those clear goals and the adoption process so that way when it is deployed, there's quick and easy adoption of those tooling and you ultimately are able to realize those productivity gains. It does remind me of McKinsey had a study, I believe it was in 2023 or it might have been early 24, where they analyzed 16 different business functions and really just identified 4: customer operations, marketing and sales, software engineering, and research and development that could account for approximately 75% of the total annual value of using generative AI use cases. We're going to provide the link to that McKinsey study as well in the follow-up materials, but lots of opportunities to increase productivity within your teams. So there are certainly challenges to this technology. What are some of the common business challenges businesses face when integrating AI, and how can they overcome these hurdles?
Oh, challenges. That sounds familiar. So common challenges include a lack of expertise, first, already within the company and within the teams. Second thing is data quality issues. So by data, I mean really broad term, because if you're working in legal departments, that will be a collection of templates, contracts. If it's some kind of financial analysis, there's of course other types of data, but the quality is essential there. And the last one is resistance to change, because of course it's all about people. They have to use new tools and they should accept those new tools. To overcome these, businesses should invest into training to build AI literacy within the team. That's the first step. So first, start small and actually build this AI literacy. Second is ensuring clean, well-organized data. It's critical. And the last one is managing change, because this is change management project in the company. And it's important to clearly communicate the benefits of AI, involve teams in the adoption process, and help reduce resistance this way. And I understand where resistance is coming from. It's expected, there is a fear. It's expected that AI tools actually will decrease the capacity or amount of hours needed to produce some outputs. And to some extent that is true, but in reality from AI tools, I expect that outputs will be just much better, much more comprehensive. And those who are quick to adapt and learn will benefit the most from the AI-driven transformation. So we see that, okay, it starts early because it's coming anyway.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. We're talking about a technology solution, but a lot of what we need to talk about is the people solution, the people side of things, and change management, and how do you effectively utilize these tools to realize those productivity gains. So we've talked about some of the challenges. Do you have any insights or tips to ensure a smooth transition to using AI tools?
Yeah, so again, start by focusing on a small pilot project. Don't go big immediately. Start with small and grow and evolve, because AI tools, again, they are transformative. They are not just changing and breaking things, they are transformative. This will help you to fine-tune the process, gather feedback, gather best practices, and roll out in the most efficient manner. Essentially, I would say that every employee that will start using AI tools, they would have to change the way they are thinking about work as a whole, because currently they are specialists that are doing the work. With AI tools, it's like having a team sitting somewhere where you're given a task and they provide you a deliverable. So it's important that you are given a task understandable to AI tools in the form of right prompts, etc. So prompting, it's a new skill that has to be developed by everybody. And second thing is, I would say that essentially every employee shifts from being a specialist to kind of a manager, managing this cohort of AI tools, assistant that will help you out. It's a huge change for individuals, and regular feedback and adjustments are important throughout this process. I think that clear communication will sort it out, but as well, a lot of support and training will be required.
Great, thank you. So now moving on to an even bigger topic, I think something that a lot of our folks on the line here are going to have questions around is security. It's always a top concern. In fact, I was just reading last night, there's a philosopher, Paul Verolli, who has a famous quote that says, going back to our ship example, when the ship was invented, you also invented the shipwreck at the same time. So as these technologies come about, it's going to produce new threats. So what are some top concerns and what are some best practices for ensuring that AI tools are secure?
So here, let's start with basics. So AI tools, especially if those are not deployed in your premises, those are third-party, and in majority cases, that's going to be the case. Those are third-party providers, and you have to assess those in a usual manner. So do they follow the best practices of the industry, including security? So 3 years ago, that was hard to find such providers. Right now, it's another landscape, another level of security implemented by many companies. So it's pretty much possible. Then ensure that your network setup, network security there, encryption of data in transit, authorization management, authentication management, and so on. This is the foundation. Then AI models themselves. So AI models have to comply with security requirements in the industry. There are multiple security standards right now, including for AI models. So select those wisely. Next level is to prevent the loss or theft of data. Here, suggestion is pretty simple. If you can, do not transfer your sensitive data to third-party providers if you're not sure, if they didn't pass your basically your checks. Though there is always going to be a trade-off. It's similar to cloud computation. So as soon as you employ the cloud, you're giving your data to third-party provider. Would it be AWS or Google or other companies? You're putting your data there. It will be there, transferred there, processed there, and stored there. For AI tools, it's pretty much same. So you have to assess it in the same manner. So all those steps are there, and the AI tools providers should be able to, in transparent way, to articulate how do they ensure that your data is secure. In the company, we, of course, while selecting the tools to be used, we are executing all those steps, and we are assessing all the AI tools provide us based on security models that we already have implemented.
Great. Thanks, Vadim. So looking beyond kind of the initial integration, what are some strategies companies can employ to ensure long-term success with AI?
In reality, that's a big question. But let's go short here. Like first, build awareness of AI tools in the company. Ideally, from the bottom to the top, people have to know the capabilities of AI. Second thing is, if you're employing AI tools, constantly review I would say, the champions on the market. Like to illustrate, last year, we deployed a set of AI tools already used in the company. This year, we conducted initiative to reevaluate those tools and new tools available. And in reality, we already changed the list of AI tools we are using by 70%. I mean, it's huge. And it's driven with the fact that a lot of AI companies, they're evolve really fast, and others do not, despite of brand, etc. So it's really important to reevaluate the AI tools used constantly. And the last thing is to stay updated on the latest AI advancements and regularly upskill people who are working with AI in the company, because those skills they really lose relevance really fast. So don't fall behind. Upskill people that will bring you success.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Vadim. So now we're excited to move into a very exciting part of our webinar. We're going to be introducing our very own AP Assistant. And before we do that, Vadim, could you start by telling us what AP Assistant is and how it works?
Sure. So I already mentioned it today, actually. It's our knowledge management chatbot, let's say with a big plus, because it has much more functionality embedded within right now. So just to give introduction and to give some history. So previously, our knowledge management was based on Microsoft SharePoint and Microsoft Office 365 suite. So, but we are a company with 25 years of history, and we developed a lot of documents, a lot of knowledge, and it wasn't really easy, I would say, to search throughout the existing documents, throughout the existing pages in SharePoint. I guess a lot of people who faced similar situation knows what I'm talking about. Just not easy. You have either to know the exact name of the document or exact wording from the document, and then you will find it. So we wanted to bypass this limitation, and we developed a tool that will assist our consultants to get the knowledge they need for their work. Plus, we wanted to enable all the features of modern AI chatbots like ChatGPT, etc., with a corporate tool. So they are not using personal accounts, whatever. They are using the tool that we are providing. So from here, we can jump into the live demo.
Yeah, great. As you pull that up, Vadim, we've covered a lot of ground here. We'd love to hear from everybody who's on the line. If you want to, please submit your chat in the questions in the chat on the right-hand side, and we will make sure that we address those at the end of the live demo. Vadim, take it away.
Okay, thank you. So this is our AP Assistant. AP stands for Authority Partners. It's the name of our company, and it's in form of Microsoft Teams chat. Actually, it's important to mention that Microsoft Teams is our communication tool of choice in the company. And to highlight our approach to implement this AI tool, so first, for us, it was important that all employees, consultants in general, they know the tool already. So we don't need to spend much of time for training. So we've took already existing chat solution that already there. And plus, I mean, it's good that our consultants, they all can jump in there without shifting from other applications, etc. It's just a tool that you're using every day. So it's pretty simple. Second, we had requirements for the security. So here, the solution is based on the idea that we are not transferring our knowledge to some AI model. We are storing this in-house, while the natural language processing is actually happening on the third-party side, because we don't want to train our natural language processing model in-house. It's just impossible to compete with such companies as OpenAI, Microsoft, etc. They invest in 100 million. So we developed what we need for our needs, added some logic that is relevant for us to address our specific business case. But let's go with actually a demo. So what it does, first, it helps us to search for the information. It helps us to search for the information stored in our policies that exist in the company, different kinds of documents, etc. And you can ask the question to it in really natural form. So I will ask you first question. Who should fill in the project KPIs and how often? So the tool right now is going through storages of our documents. It's looking for the best matching answer for it. And it gave the answer. It gave the answer explaining who should be filling the KPIs. So we have two roles in the company that have to do it. We have the cadence on how they do it, and a few explanations how they have to fill in this data and which system they have to fill in. Plus, it's really important that it doesn't only provide the answer, especially it's important it provides you the link to a document or set of documents it compiled the answer from. So, okay, if you want to get details, you will jump into this resource and actually find out more about the area you're interested in. In reality, it's really, really great tool. Personally using it a lot, and it saves a lot of time when I need to find some information. So, but this is really simple use case when we are retrieving information from our data storage. It's capable to much more. So let's take a bit more complex scenario. So for example, I want to add a responsibility to one of our project roles. Specifically, I want them to be responsible for daily team reporting, to create a daily team report. But I want to check if there are any other rules, policies, descriptions, etc. That my idea of implementing this new responsibility will contradict with. And actually, it will search through the multiple documents, and it will check, it will compare, and documents can be written, by the way, in multiple languages. It will still find me the information I'm looking for and will get me the answer that is basically similar answers that you would be getting from a person with such assessment. So what does it say? So assigning this responsibility to program manager role would contradict with existing policies. And we have a role of Scrum Master who has to create those reports already. Okay. So with this example, just to highlight that it's capable to much more. It's capable to compare the documents. It's capable even to generate new documents. And for this, we will jump to much more, I would say, interesting scenario, because as I've told, this tool doesn't only kind of store the knowledge. It enables the level of technology similar to OpenAI, for example, when you will ask it to generate a document, for example. But here we can refer directly to the documents that we have in the company to build on top of existing knowledge.
Yeah, so Vadim, you also mentioned that I think it's really important to note that this is pulling from multiple data sources, reviewing various documents, and pulling it all together in one answer. It also, as you mentioned, has the ability to read different languages and provide that in the right context. I know I'm new to Authority Partners, and this tool was incredibly helpful for the onboarding process and finding out, how do I take PTO and what are some things I need to know and policies and procedures at the company. So I've used it a bunch here in the first few months here at Authority Partners.
Yeah, I can share this experience because when it was developed, I forgot when I first searched for some documents specifically to find some information or a template. I first go here because it's more user-friendly. In this request that I made, actually, I asked it to draft a response to potential client that, for example, asked us to, okay, provide us the description of business analyst role, how our company sees it, because we have description of this role in several documents and we can retrieve it, we can process it. And I ask immediately, actually, the format I'm looking for. So response should be similar to a contract type of answer. So it's ready to be inserted in the contract rather than general kind of a description of a role. And I asked it to provide it immediately both in English and French. And it did it. It actually took our policies, it's important, where the roles could be described in more general terms, or it could be described through multiple chapters. And it focused only, let me open that, only on the deliverables that this role will provide. Like to say that this tool saves time, it's to say nothing from my perspective. Yeah, plus it added immediately the second language I was asking for, and it supports all languages that are currently supported by the main AI models. And in terms of, let's say, I would say corporate more formal communication, the translation are really good.
Great. Thank you, Vadim. This was a great demo. We are now open for questions. We have a few questions in the chat, so we'll get started there. But please, it's not too late. If you have additional questions, please add them here. So the first question, how do your clients react to the implementation of AI tools? Do they request it? And do they have specific expectations regarding the quality and productivity?
Of course. So I would say that we are, with some clients that are much more open for AI tools, we have really speed run on implementing AI tools. With others, we're explaining them, like we are actually promoting the AI tools. We believe that the AI tools will change a lot. Though how implement it, I would say start how implement it with those within the company. So we didn't just took AI tool and started using those. We first created an approach strategy. We approved the strategy with our InfoSec department. And we have a comprehensive approach of assessment of AI tools and deployment of those into our environment. So there is a work to be done there. Second, we are proposing to our clients the tools that we believe will actually bring significant benefits. So we are running proof of concept projects to check, okay, if this tool is relevant, what productivity gain potentially it's going to get. And we even have a special offering regarding this, so we can consult in this area because we have a framework to assess the delivery life cycle in specific companies, whatever, and departments maybe, and propose the AI tools and embed them in the value chain of production. So there we can benefit, the clients can benefit from those productivity tools. And regarding the feedback, of course, there are questions regarding security, how they fit into the infrastructure, cost structure of implementing those, because it's often not only the license fees for using the tools, but as well you pay when you use for computation. And that was one of the reasons why we have our own tool for data retrieval, because its exploitation, it costs some money. Maybe it's not so huge budget, but still it's important. And on a bigger scale, of course, this budget can be pretty significant.
Yeah, great point about the solution offering that we have there. I had dinner last night with one of our clients, the CTO, and I don't know that I've had a conversation with a client or prospective client where this topic didn't come up. And so I think from an authority partner's standpoint, being able to bring forward our knowledge and our experience from implementing this within our own organization and having our developers leverage these tools really gives us an edge to help our clients kind of dip their toe into this space and feel confident and comfortable in how they're implementing AI in their organization. All right, next question. I think this is a great one. Based on your experience, how many hours per developer are typically needed to adopt AI tools? How long does it take the average developer to get up to speed?
Okay, that's a tough one because the easy answer, it depends. But the approach we have is pretty straightforward. So we are not adopting the tool per, let's say, workplace or per consultant employee. So we are approaching and embedding the AI tools into processes. So we take the process, we take some routine operations, we see which AI tools can address those in more efficient way, and we are deploying this. So then we need to train, of course, our consultants or clients, employees to use those tools. And there usually we need at least 4 hours of training, because prompting is important, tool specifics are important, and again, very important, to deploy the tools in a structured way. So when we embed the tool into some process, or employees that are going to be using it will be using it in similar manner. So the deliverables that they are getting, okay, they have the same patterns, the same templates that are expected.
Great, thank you. So another question here in the chat is, in your experience with implementing a knowledge management chatbot, what were the biggest challenges you faced during the integration, and how did you overcome any security or adoption hurdles to ensure its success?
Okay, so regarding the challenges, integration, I would say, is a list of concerns because we are connecting to Microsoft SharePoint and so on. So that worked really great with authentication authorization, so basically access. There we had to work some and embed our logic, because we have a need-to-know basis of security approach in the company. So we had to limit access of all users of AP Assistant to different types of documents. There we are relying on our Active Directory, of course, and other resources, and we implemented this logic. So it took some time, because for such tools it's important to derive which documents are available to which group. So that's first thing. The second thing is regarding the challenges. Of course, it's quality of output. Because as you saw in ChatGPT, you asking a question, it will give you usually pretty generic answers. We needed very specific answers, because if you're asking a question about some responsibilities, role, templates, etc., you want to get the exact answer from the first question. And there we had to invest into training of our model and the way we process and store our knowledge, because as you can see, as you can imagine, it's not stored in the same format as for human beings. So we're taking all the document and we pre-process them, so AI model can understand those and navigate through those.
Great. All right, one more question here we have, and I love this one. It must be an insider. Are you planning on integrating AI tools into your next AP Lab training session in Sarajevo?
Okay, insider, nice. So AP Lab is our junior program that we are executing every year. So we are looking for talents, and we have a training program for them. And yes, we are planning to integrate their tools so they learn from the very beginning. And my belief is that in modern education, AI tools shouldn't be feared. They have to be part of the educational process, because on the workplace in 5 years, I believe everyone will be using the AI tools.
Yeah, I think it's really important. I've read a study that productivity gains were better for senior developers over junior developers when utilizing AI tooling, because the senior developers can spot the errors. So I think it's really important as we introduce these tooling to junior developers that we equip them with that capability of spot checking them and ensuring quality. All right, we have another question here. AI systems are known to occasionally produce hallucinations or inaccurate responses. How do your teams address this challenge with your AI assistant, and what measures have you implemented to ensure reliability of the responses they generate?
Okay, so to go to, not to dive into too deeply into specifics. So first, with our AI tool, we are relying on our data, and we don't have too broad data. It's still related to work. So AI tool is not expected to, let's say, generate data out of somewhere potentially related to your question. First, with priority, it will take the data from our data sources, and it immediately resolves the issue with hallucination when AI model basically tries to give you an answer no matter what. It has an answer or not, it will try to give you some answer. So plus in our setup, if our AP assistant doesn't have an answer, it will really write you, I don't have an answer to your question. I didn't find any information about this topic in any policies. I cannot help you. That's it. And that's going to be the end. Usually it means that we really don't have this information. But you can basically ask, okay, still find this related activities. But generally, we prefer to get an answer that I cannot answer your question rather than having some hallucinations and so on.
Yeah, I know when we were practicing the demo the other day, because those of us who have been in tech for a long time, we know a live demo can be a scary thing. And we were practicing it the other day and asked it a funny question around, can you predict the 2024 U.S. election outcome, and it gave the answer that it could not provide that information. So it has some limitations. So one more question here. Do you think, in your perspective, Madam, do you think AI will replace developers?
Okay. Tough question. Personally, my personal opinion, that we had a lot of professions that existed 100 years ago, but right now there are none. And with software developer, potentially in some years, first it of course will be modernizing this profession, but eventually there's going to be something else. Instead of software development, there's going to be new areas that people will contribute. Though AI, again, it was created by human. It's still a tool. It's a matter of how we use it. And right now, it's a great helper. Would it replace developers? No. Would it replace coding, software coding? I would say yes. With some time, that's going to happen.
Great. All right. Well, we don't have any more questions at this time. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today. As we wrap up, just a quick recap of some of the key takeaways that we provided. We talked about some actionable AI strategies, some practical steps for integration, security, and ROI consideration, and we were able to demonstrate our AP Assistant tool. If anyone on the line here is interested in taking their next step with AI, we'd love the opportunity to help support you and provide a consultation or a deeper dive into AP Assistant and help you kind of take that first step and the first bite out of the elephant in your AI journey. I want to thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found this session valuable, and please keep an eye on your inbox for any resources that we'll send out. And we appreciate the time. Thanks, Vadim.
Thank you too, Hannah. Thank you, everybody.